All right, you little munchkin. If you keep pestering me, I'm gonna have to get serious.
Is this in Mavwika's memory thingy?
I get 100 kids
Yeah.
a day telling me they want to be the next Pyro Archon. Why should I train you?
Sorry, I was just thinking, like, wait a minute, how does the Archon get chosen? How do they get chosen? And then I remembered they have to defeat the current Archon in combat, which seems strange because the Archon's going to be, like, significantly stronger, but whatevs.
Nagging isn't gonna accomplish anything. No one can predict the future, and unless you have some exceptional jaw-dropping talent I'm unaware of.
That's what I'm saying.
I can shoot those cornflakes in your kitchen from right here.
Why are you referencing cornflakes? Get the modern meta shit out of this game! Oh my god.
Don't be ridiculous. You couldn't make that shot from all the way over here? Wait, hold on. You could hurt someone with that.
Does that mean she uses a bow if she's shooting? Or, God forbid, gun?
Well, I'll be. You made the shot.
What weapon is she using? I'm scared.
The science of the canopy raised him tough. That's some real skill you got there, little lady. Maybe you really will be Pyro Archon one day.
I kind of wish she wore more green. I suppose you can't really show partiality to any particular tribe, but I still wish that she had some sort of memento of where she came from on her person instead of just being red. So, what weapon do you use? That's great. Oh, I was trying to look at the language to see if we were suddenly using UK English, but...
See this? I'm the first one of us to get an ancient name. And it's not just any ancient name, but Mollypo. If you ask me nicely, there's still time to join my team for the pilgrimage, you know. No need to scowl. You lost and I won, it's no big deal. You want me to be happy for you when your turn comes, right? So cheer up.
I'll get my own ancient name soon enough. And it'll be an even better one than yours.
Does she have an ancient name? Has that even come up in Outland?
Oh, really? Well, good luck with that. What ancient name could beat Mollypo in our tribe? Unless... Surely you don't mean Kiangozi?
Does she have an ancient name? If it's been mentioned, I honestly don't recall. I like my footsteps. Aren't they amazing? I like Rainbow Shiny. Anyway, what are we doing?
That was fantastic. Can't believe I beat you in a wrestling match for once. Can't be more than a few days now until you're officially made the Pyro Archon. Imagine me trying to schedule a wrestling session with you after that. Excuse me, Pyro Archon, but would you be able to take a day off from running the nation to wrestle with me? I heard that the Pyro Archon inherits the knowledge stored in the sacred flame. And apparently it can change your personality. I can't help but feel a little worried.
Worried that you won't be able to beat me in a wrestling match anymore?
Why would I be worried about that? Never mind. Clearly I'm just overthinking things. Why would you forget about me just because of some new job? Even if that job happens to be Archon. Come on, one more round.
How are Archons, Pyro Archons, picked? If the Pyro Archon dies unexpectedly, maybe that doesn't happen. Because as far as I can recall, right back at the beginning of Outland, they said that the Pyro Archons were chosen by beating the previous Pyro Archon in combat, and that's how a new leader is chosen. But if the Pyro Archon dies ahead of schedule, so to speak, unintentionally, suddenly, how do they pick a Pyro Archon? Or does that not happen because we have the Ode of Resurrection? Does it not happen just because they have a lot of power? But then how does an ordinary person beat an Archon in combat to become the next Archon, even with an ancient name. That seems rather implausible, so I'm a little perplexed.
After the darkness will come
Quiz.
the dawn.
Your name is actually Quiz? Sure. I still like my footprints. So it's where all I'm looking at is the splash effect around my feet.
No one fights alone.
Her knees are weird. Watch her knees. They like sort of go in front of each other as she walks. Looks kind of awkward. Sorry, can you just go this way? She looks alright from the side. Yeah, her knees look really funny from the front as well. Sorry, I should not have gone backwards because now I've got to retread the same territory. And no, I cannot go faster.
Look at the sky! It's getting brighter at last!
Pardon me, I'll go around. Oh, never mind. Probably could have gone through.
We walk the righteous path, and the Pyro Archon will guide us.
That's great. I'd appreciate it if I could run. This is kind of boring.
The victors shall burn bright, while the losers must turn to ash. I have done what is required of me. The rules are now written into the Night Kingdom, and this will help you to stand against the Abyss.
Ah, that's why compassion has no act in it. Because the rules are literally written into the Night Kingdom. They cannot be changed. So if we were to change her fate, although you said you can't, death must be paid. I was going to say you'd have to somehow rewrite what is written in the Night Kingdom, which is what was going to be done with the Gnosis or the source mechanism, but if death still has to be had, I guess that wouldn't even matter in the end anyway, so how are we going to change her fate, so to speak? I'm going to be really disappointed if she just dies and gets resurrected. That's just so cheap.
It is still not enough. All this can do is give my people courage. It will not see us through a true catastrophe. If you are to make the Natlanese alone bear the consequences of a broken world, you will have to bring more to the bargaining table.
Hey, good on you.
You are the greediest human I have ever met, and the fiercest negotiator.
But he's not wrong.
No other would seriously ask to borrow my power. My domain is death, and its power comes at a great price. The question is, are you prepared to pay?
I need that power. Only a hero can truly wield it, and heroes are not afraid of dying.
Not true. In fact, I would say most heroes are afraid of dying, yet they still carry out their acts of heroism, which is what makes them a true hero.
No. A fear of death is ingrained in all living things. If the wielder of this power cannot conquer their fear, countless innocent lives will be claimed in their stead. For only then can the price be paid. Those are the rules.
Mine is a nation that will not yield to the Abyss, and it will certainly not yield to your rules.
Considering how your nation is constructed on the Night Kingdom, I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
As their culture and civilization is transmitted through the generations and their faith grows, the people will go from strength to strength and reach heights that even I cannot dream of.
Very well. I shall agree to help you. But I am merely a shade, and I do not have as much freedom to do as I please as you might think.
Then what do you propose?
Keep this a secret. If I am questioned about it, I will deny all involvement and claim that treacherous Xbalanque stole my power.
That will not be a problem. Thank you. I am glad we could reach an agreement.
I don't really know. He was pressing and negotiating for more out of the contract, but he didn't get anything more than what was originally promised. He really isn't a very good negotiator in the end.
Come in. As you know, I've asked you to come here to discuss the task of wiping out the Abyss.
Oh, I didn't... Did you ask me to come see you? I don't know, it's been days, I don't remember.
Oh, but first, any progress on the ancient name?
No. I've received the gift from the Lord of the Night, but that does nothing for me. It will in time, but I think it's a bit too little too late.
I'm surprised she was willing to help you. And by extension, me. I'm very grateful to her.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't the whole point of the ancient names for
Right?
winning that huge battle?
Right.
Why would the Traveler still need one by this point?
That's what I kept saying. It feels silly because she wants me to join her in the final battle, but I don't have an ancient name yet. Is the problem, Paimon, and a problem, Mihoyo. I have a device that can help me get it by transcribing my deeds in Natlan's name in Natlan, but that I don't physically have an ancient name until that task is completed. So how do I complete this task so that I can join her in the final battle with an ancient name in my possession?
That's right. The Abyss has retreated to the depths of the Night Kingdom, a place that has long since been corrupted by abyssal energy.
I don't need an ancient name for that.
If we don't finish them off and restore the ley lines, the threat they pose to Natlan will remain. The battle we fought yesterday, we may one day have to fight again. This is the fate Natlan has always been resigned to. For thousands of years, we have struggled on the brink of a looming darkness and never known true peace. But this time, I want to break the cycle and free us from this fate for good. With the sacred flame, I can protect myself from the abyssal corruption, but beyond that, you are the only other person who can resist it.
But again, I don't need an ancient name for that. I just need to be me.
If your ancient name can't be forged, I will go alone. But if it can, I'd really love your help.
The only point of having the ancient name is so I can be resurrected if I die. I'm pretty sure the Traveler would just go anyway, regardless of whether she has the ability to come back to life, because that's just what she does. She witnesses grand events on Teyvat. Is the Ode of Resurrection working again? What do you mean, is it? We know it is. It's been in effect since the Six did their loop-loop and then Moevika went pow! Right?
Not completely.
Oh.
After all, the Night Kingdom is still plagued by abyssal corruption.
Then why were y'all saying, thank God, no one else can die?
But when I used the power of the Divine Throne, it dispelled a lot of that corruption. Plus, your ancient name is a special case, so the Lord of the Night will take special care of you.
I'm also super confused. I think the whole explanation in this entire thing has been pretty poor from start to finish. So I'm getting super confused about who does what, who has what power, who can use what power when. So she used the power of the Divine Throne. So is that not the power of death that Ravona gave? Are they two separate things? And if so, could that have been written better? Because we were told that she could only use the power of death once. So she obviously didn't use that power against the thing in the sky. She had to have used a separate power that she got from the Six powering up. Right? Which I was under the original assumption that the Six were going to give her. I thought the Six were powering up to give her the ability to access to get the power of death, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So we have to be talking about two separate power sources, which is just ridiculous because now we're just getting confusing and complicated. So the Six powered up, gave her access to the power of the Divine Throne. She leveled up, went power into the big thing in the sky. And then she still needs to channel the power of death to fully get rid of the Abyss in the Abyss. Is that the story we're going with? Because again, don't think it's very well written for us to have gotten to that point. I do feel amused at the comments where everyone's like, no, you idiot, it means this, how stupid are you? And I'm like, you've got hindsight, you've played this before, I haven't. I'm experiencing it as it comes out, and I don't think any of the information is adequately given in a concise and sensible manner. I feel like it's not really well done. But anyway, I was just trying to consolidate my thoughts that you have access to two powers, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is. It dispelled a lot of that corruption, plus the ancient name is a special case. The Lord of the Night will take special care of you. Will she though? She's kind of on a deathbed in case you hadn't noticed.
In short, the Ode of Resurrection still has a number of limitations, but I can promise that it will work reliably on you.
But again, I still don't have my ancient name. I only have a pathway to an ancient name. So when exactly were you willing to go down to the Abyss? Because I got the opinion you want to do it pretty damn swiftly to get it over and done with, you know, before the Abyss has a chance to regroup. But I don't have an ancient name yet. Good, then I will join you in battle. It sounds like I'm your only option anyway.
Whoa.
Let's go with it.
Something here?
I was gonna say the same thing.
What about Paimon?
Yeah.
What's her place in all this?
You have to stay behind because you can't be resurrected. Plus, you have 0 value here. You cannot, not here, in the Abyss. She can't fight anything. Therefore, she's just a meat shield, which she probably doesn't want to play the role of.
What? You mean we'll be separated?
I told you she's too codependent. Did anybody listen to me? No.
The Abyss is extremely devious. If you two go there together, you can bet they'll make Paimon their primary target just to put us in an impossible position.
Like I said, meat shield.
Paimon wasn't that worried, but now she's petrified.
I don't really know why that changes the mood. Just because you're not going to be there makes no difference. You weren't contributing anyway.
What will you do without me?
I am not codependent on you, Paimon. I'll be just fine. I'll be a complete mess, I'm sure, but only for a short time. I really despise that because I'm pretty sure the Traveler's going to survive just fine.
Okay, well, Paimon needs to think about this because you're really asking a lot of her, but
no.
give Paimon some time and she'll do her best to rise to the challenge.
Your emotions are not my problem.
I greatly appreciate it.
I don't.
Everyone in Natlan knows how important this final battle is. You will be remembered and revered long into the future, until the end of time.
I'm pretty sure I will be regardless of whether I do this or not because of my actions thus far. But thank you for that.
If you have any other questions, please ask away.
And also, I don't think that's what motivates the Traveler. I don't think the Traveler does anything just so she can be remembered in perpetuity. Well, what questions do you have that I can ask?
As I've said, if you have any other questions, please ask away.
And we're going to hear that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 more times. About the aftermath of
the
war.
work of rebuilding is underway, and people are flocking to join the effort. With everyone rallying together, I'm sure it won't be long before there's no trace left of the damage done by this war.
I kind of disagree because people are still going to be dead.
The healing process, on the other hand, that's a bigger obstacle to overcome. Many are grieving, and there's simply no replacing the ones we lost. As the sun rises once more and we rediscover the ability to believe in the future, we must never forget their sacrifice.
I don't know that I like their deaths being referred to as a sacrifice. I was going to say a sacrifice denotes choice, but it kind of doesn't if you are the sacrifice for a ritual. But in this particular instance of them being a sacrifice to the future of Natlan would be if they were warriors on the front line and they were doing their best to protect and save Natlan from the Abyss. But if they were just other random people who weren't able to fight and were just fleeing for their lives, I don't know that I would be calling that a sacrifice per se. I would just say that it's just cold, hard, brutal murder. And they didn't sacrifice anything. They were just taken from us. Like, I get what she's trying to say, but for me, I view the way it happened differently. And I don't consider them having made a sacrifice. They're just dead. Unwillingly dead.
As I've said, if you have any other questions, please
about
ask
the false
away.
sky and the strange fragments. What's strange fragments? The things that shot out?
False sky. I have heard this expression before, but I think this was the first proof of its existence. I think there's a lot of investigating to be done to understand what the fragments behind the sky are and why they were hidden in the first place.
How do you plan on doing that research? Where do you plan on doing that research? Who or what possesses this knowledge that you can then research there? Because if it was something that was attainable for you, you would already have had the knowledge before now. So good luck with that.
However, from what the Adventurers Guild tells me, neither the split sky phenomenon nor the fragments have ever been observed in any other nation.
But no other nation is as close to the Abyss as you are. So no.
My guess is that the Heavenly Principles wants them kept a secret. I just hope they don't cause me any trouble over it.
I don't know. The heavenly principles confuse me.
Oh, you should be fine. We did something much crazier back in Fontaine and we're still here.
We did? What did we do? What did we do? We didn't do that much, did we? Things just kind of happened around us as per usual? I don't remember.
Well, that's good to know. Anyway, the line I'm going with for the masses is astronomical anomaly. And I don't expect much of a backlash.
I mean, I wouldn't think there's need for an explanation or even backlash. Just the abyss got out of hand. End of story. I didn't know that you needed a story to cover it up.
Meanwhile, we can look into it at our own pace. As I've said, if you have any other questions,
the 6
please
heroes
ask
of
away.
old.
That wasn't their souls we saw, but a snapshot of them in time.
I bloody
All
hope
the
it's not their
work of the
souls.
ancient name engravers 500 years ago, who made some special modifications to their names.
Special modifications. Can you elaborate on that?
Their souls returned to the Night Kingdom long ago, and will have been reborn in Natland since, albeit in a different form. For all we know, they may have already lived many new lives by now.
Entirely possible, because they'd hardly know the difference, would they? They've been reborn.
And so, even though we will never meet again, they will always be by our side in one way or another.
I didn't realize that that was what I was asking, but okay.
I think that gives another layer of meaning to the phrase, "no one fights alone."
I disagree, but if that brings you comfort.
As I've said, if you have any other questions,
the
please ask.
captain.
We have
Il
a temporary
capitano.
alliance, but I can tell that saving Natlan is not his only goal.
Yeah, Paimon still doesn't get why saving Natlan would be so important to him in the first place. Unless he's just a good guy who wants to avoid another Conria. But somehow Paimon doubts it's that simple.
I don't think it is that simple, but is that so wrong that that could be his motive?
I wouldn't worry too much. Based on all the interactions we've had with him and knowing more about his background, I have a lot of respect for him. I don't think he has any ill intentions. Now, we should focus on the final battle.
Yeah, still don't have an ancient name.
As I've said, if you have any other questions...
Leave the speaker's chamber. Okay. I can do that. I can follow instruction.
The Outlander with deep ties to this land returns. And this time, he is alone.
Hello?
The power that the Pyro Archon used to strike back at the Abyss came from the Ruler of Death. From what I know of her rules, she will demand death in return.
See, this is what's confusing me. Did Mavwika not say, or was it the Sitlali and Shalonan conversation? I'm getting so confused with these conversations. But was it not specified that the power of death can only be used once? And that then there would be the cost? Am I misremembering that? Is that the power of 6 that could only have been used once? There was something that could only be used once. And I thought it was the power of death for obvious reasons. But now you're insinuating that the power she used to go BAM in the sky was the power of death. In which case she's going to be using it twice because she has to use it again in the Abyss to get rid of the Abyss forevermore. Oh, she's in the Night Kingdom, whatever. At this point, same. So this is where I'm getting confused. So she can use it more than once? I don't get it. And if that's the case, wouldn't you just reap it for all it's worth? If you can use it multiple times before you get the effect of death, just use it left, right, and center. For another rules, you'll demand death. Yeah, cool.
How do you know this?
I mean, if you ask me, it's common sense and kind of normal logic. If you're wanting to borrow the power of death, death is the cost. It's really not rocket science.
I see. So, the ruler of death sent you on your long journey.
Ma'am, I don't understand what you mean. Please elaborate. I hate riddles.
Natlan still has a final battle to fight. And I, too, have a final foe to face.
To get revenge for Condia? Cambria suffered from a lot more than just the Abyss, honey. It had internal issues.
For the sake of those countless lost souls, and a hope for Natlan's future, I need your help.
I seriously hope he's not going to be the sacrifice. Because isn't he meant to be a playable character? He is a playable character, right? He's the only Fatui member I actually want. I want another Kino because she was Pyro, but that was it. Is this my room at the inn? Nope, because I would be over there if that's the case. Oh, that's just the end? Okay, weird shot. Why did we see that through a window? I mean, yay for being creative, but like, why? That was just weird. Is this some sort of like shrine to the dead or record penned by all? May the Wyab grant you peace and may songs be sung on your life's journey. What follows is a list of names of the deceased, dense as a forest, written by those who mourn them. You see many a familiar name on it. Waita, Vichama, but Tilhua. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I do recognize the name. Kuichi, Hunza. We give thanks for the gift of your life and ours, and we look forward to meeting you again one day in a world of wonder and beauty. That's sad, but I'm glad we finally do get to see the shrine, even if it's tiny and like in a tiny little home. I would have preferred it if it was like outside or in the middle of the stadium, so the entire stadium would be covered in candles and flowers. I think that would have been a grander gesture. I would have liked it significantly more, but I appreciate that it was done because I demand that it's done. Right, well, that's the end of Archon Quest 4. Definitely a change from Archon Quest Chapter 3, which was just boring as all heck and a massive letdown. We had a lot of action in Chapter 4, which was fantastic. It's good. That's what Archon Quests should be. They should be dramatic and whatnot. However, I still feel like Natlan, for whatever reason, is suffering from a major... Why is that harassing me on the minimap? Sorry, distracted. I don't know why Natlan is suffering from a massive problem in its writing. Just things aren't explained well. Things have been made overly complicated. There's no tension or suspense in how things are playing out or how they are represented. I feel like there's so much more they could have achieved with OSTs and color palettes and the way they have the cinematography and the way they present cinematics and information. And I feel like I've been massively let down by Natlan in its entirety on all those points, and it's very disappointing for a company that should know better at this point because they've been doing it for 4 years and they've gotten progressively better. I mean, Fontaine was the best we've had so far, still had its problems, but it was the best we'd had, and I feel like we've just taken a massive step back with Natlan, and it's suffering from problems it should not be suffering from. I'm not quite sure where we're going with the Archon quest because Chapter 5 is an interlude, which means it's nothing constructive. I'm very confused on when we're going to use our... When would we get our ancient name? I don't understand. I don't understand how I finish filling out the slate to be able to earn my ancient name. I don't know. What's the point in being able to view it if you can't tell me how to fill it? Like, what's the point in giving this to me when I don't know what these are for, or even what that's for, technically. Okay, it's Paimon, but still. I feel like this is redundant because I can't interact with it in any way, shape, or form. So, I don't know. And I feel like,
days like this are nice.
Again, Mavwika's plan is so stupid. And that, well, actually, to be fair, it's not her plan. She'll go there without me, but there will be a better outcome if I go to the Abyss, sorry, the Night Kingdom with her. But the whole plan is centered on me being able to get an ancient name to go down and help her. But I can't get an ancient name until I finish deeds in Natlan. So there's a time gap between when we could go and when we will go. And that's a big problem. Because not only have we lost momentum story-wise with this interlude, we've lost tension, we've lost suspense, we've lost forward momentum, and it just doesn't feel right that you would have a gap. She has the power to go get the job done. Why would she not just get the job done? Ancient name on this random traveler be damned. Just get the job done. Traveler goes down in her current state, whether she has the ancient name or not. It just feels strange that you just put on the brakes of the forward momentum there. I don't know. There's just so much about this that just kills momentum, and it's frustrating. I get that it has to be episodic because it's the nature of the gacha games and whatnot, but there is so much you could be doing within the rules that you have set out for yourself that they're just not doing. And yeah, it's really hurting my soul. Now, why are you screaming at me? Did I somehow magically get pyro sigils? From where? From the Archon quest? Because I haven't done anything else since I was last here. Apparently, I have exactly 30. That's nice. Don't know where I got them from, but I'll take them. Level 13. Yeah, something tells me that is a super duper low level compared to everybody else. Not surprised. And we've got a billet for a claymore. No. Oh, from here. Oh, right. Every single tribe's going to have their own rewards. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that until the second, but yeah, that makes sense. Hi. No, I just want to check my reputation with the sign of the canopy, please. Strange child I don't know. Okay. Nice. I will take my philosophies of contention ×2. Natland quests to the Night Waters Night, ripe for trouble. And I still have, oh, interesting, some quests, but those 3 are going to be the signs of the canopy. Tribal Chronicles, 1 presupposes. Oh, it's not going to tell me, but the first one is, so yeah. Cool. Thank you. Wait, what about the... I was about to say, I was like, what about the people of Springs? If the Scions have been, you know, leveled-ish. Ah, I didn't even look at the YUB while I was down there. My bad. Oh, I can literally just talk to the YUB and I can just skip all the dialogue interactions? Wow. That's great. I didn't know I could do that. I'm going to forget that piece of knowledge in 2 seconds anyway. 2 more philosophies, this time of kindling. Kindling? In a water place. You're getting kindling. Sure. And I've already done the other 2 quests here as well, so the rest is going to be the tribal quests. Okay. Again, makes sense.